And welcome, Hoosier fans, to another victorious episode of the Assembly Call, as tonight your Indiana Hoosiers defeated BC Mega 79-66 in the Bahamas. The first public basketball exhibition of the Mike Woodson era. It doesn't officially count as a game, but it was the first time playing a public basketball game at Indiana under Mike Woodson. And the Hoosiers came out victorious against a team that, by all accounts, has some potential NBA players in it, some big guys on it. The Hoosiers were undermanned, playing without Michael Durr and Logan Duncombe and Anthony Leal, but led by Trayce Jackson-Davis, led by Miller Kopp, led by Tamar Bates and Rob Finnessy and so many others. The Hoosiers get a win. And hey, the game may not count. It may be August, but you're still looking for signs of progress, and it certainly feels like we got some of those in this game, says the guy who didn't get to watch the game because it wasn't on television. But we do have someone here with us tonight who was in the Bahamas, who was there. That is Chatmob Chad, and he's going to join in here in just a moment. But before we get to him, he's going to find a place that's, a little bit quieter so that we can get some decent audio. Let's start the show the way that we start every show, and that is with our Hoosier Proud banner moment. Yes, even exhibition games in August get a banner moment. And for me, the banner moment happened in the first half when young Tamar Bates checked in for the very first time in the game. And as soon as he checked in, you started seeing the tweets start to come out about, whoa, Tamar Bates looks like he belongs. Whoa, this Tamar, I think Amanda Pavelka, her exact quote was, Tamar Bates is a bucket. This guy can go get buckets. And that's what he did. Tamar Bates played 20 minutes and 30 seconds tonight. He scored 14 points, tied for second on the team. He was 5 of 8 from the field, grabbed 3 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from three-point range. For a young freshman playing away from home against a team of men, a team of older guys, that's encouraging. And as we talked about on Thursday night show, Tamar Bates is the kind of talent, offensive talent, bucket getter that Indiana hasn't really had since Romeo Langford left. And not having that has hurt us so much and caused so many offensive droughts over the last few years that, as we said, if this guy's ready to go and ready to give us minutes, early on this season, boy, that's going to be huge for this team offensively. And by all accounts, certainly from the box score, certainly from Twitter, he was. And we will get Chad's thoughts having watched him there live tonight. And so with that said, let's bring Chad in now to get his thoughts on this Indiana victory tonight in the Bahamas. Chad, I know that you could be at the beach. You could be doing a lot of things. We appreciate you coming on to give us a live report. Uh-oh, did we lose Chad right as he was coming on? We might have lost our connection with Chad. This is what happens when you broadcast from overseas.
Hey, it's might have it better now. But, yeah, I mean, it was amazing to see the Hoosiers out there and everything happening today. And I'm echoing exactly what you were just teasing about and saying, I am all in on this team. I am all in with Tamar Bates. The other player that I'm all in from this scrimmage is Miller Kopp. Miller Kopp is serious on this team. He's a lot of emotion on this team comes from Miller Kopp. I'm going to step away from people here so you can hear me better. Take my mask down for a second. I'm a little hoarse, as you can hear. I've turned into Tom Allen here. It's just so exciting to see Indiana basketball back on the court. Especially in a smaller venue. It's very interesting, very different to see. You can really interact with the fans and the other team and everything that's going on. It's exciting to see them out there playing again. And, yeah, Tamar Bates is going to be something special, guys. He is a very good player. He is an offensive powerhouse. He is someone that can get us buckets when we need. We were kind of complaining about we didn't know how many guys we had on the team last year that were going to be those guys that could just go get us buckets if we needed it when the shot clock was running down. We easily have that with Tamar Bates. I say we have that with Miller Kopp. I'll even say we have that with Parker Stewart. Those 3 guys are the ones that I got the most excitement out of watching in this game. Got the best things that I saw from a – we were hoping for the best out of them, and I think we're going to get that. I think we've already gotten that, and we're going to get even better from those guys.
And look, let's address something right off the bat here, okay? If you're expecting us to talk about a game in August, the first game of the Mike Woodson era, and try and be measured and reserved and put things in context, just go listen to something else. This is an optimistic show. We're going to overreact. If you want to be a wet blanket or a turd in the punch bowl, this is not the post-game show for you. We're having fun with this tonight. We're going to overreact.
Call me podcast fanboy. Call me whatever you want, guys. You weren't here. That was exciting. That was fun. The stuff that we've been through, the stuff that this program has been through, to get to see what I just got to see on the court, you would be the exact same I am right now, guys. I mean, it's exciting stuff.
So what are they doing at the ballroom now? Are they like picking the floor up and rolling tables in to do the nighttime banquet and bring dinner around?
I think they have a quinceañera that's in there next. But yeah, see, fans are excited as they come out and everything like that.
Heck yeah.
The energy's high, guys. So you got to ride it when it's high. You got to enjoy it. Again, it's an exciting era. Everyone's been exciting with the coach hire. And that just continues. That builds on that. There's nothing really negative or disappointing that comes from this game, especially as a lot of us and myself have come in with kind of tempered feelings, knowing that, again, this is just a scrimmage. It's only going to tell us what it tells us, and we'll see from there. So, yeah, I don't know. Fire away. What are you guys looking for?
Well, let's get Coach's opening thoughts first. Coach was hosting. Coach and Jay did an awesome job hosting an impromptu happy hour. Jay's on Twitter. He's like, boy, we really missed an opportunity to have a happy hour during this game. And so we scrambled and got one fired up. Coach was in there, hanging with folks. They're watching the box score and talking. This is what happens. Hey, you're not going to give us live footage of the game? Fine. We'll watch the box score and still talk about it anyway. You are not keeping us from getting excited about this game. Coach, what were your impressions just seeing the tweets and seeing the box score numbers come up?
It's Indiana basketball in August, so it's good no matter what. Seeing the candy stripes, seeing the warm-ups, seeing the crowd in the lobby right there, the team walking through and everyone impromptu singing the fight song, man, that just gets you fired up. That's great, And then to watch the box score, I missed the first half. I had to go out. I exercised with my wife trying to be healthy, and so now I'm drinking beer. But you
earned it.
I earned these 2 beers, but and then getting back and catching up on the tweets, it was things that we've talked about, Jerod, the pace that of play, the drives, the lobs, the guard fantasy playing better, and Bates coming in, being that cocky, light in the butt, but really good heavy production. I think you tweeted out something like that. These are all things that we heard and thought were going to happen, and they happened. Tonight, are there some things you can point out that might be a concern here or that? Yeah, we might even get into that, but my goodness, you love to hear intensity. You love to hear, Parker Stewart didn't hit a shot in the first half, but he ends up with 4 steals, and people said on Twitter he was leading the effort defensively. Miller Kopp's talking. I'm going to say it. I was real slow last year to jump on the we need a change thing because I'm just pro coach, and I don't apologize for that. But this change seems like it's invigorated the program, especially where it counts, and the young men wearing the Indiana uniform. If this continues, that intensity and that desire and that freedom to play, I think it's nothing but good signs for Indiana. So those are my opening thoughts from not even seeing how they played and seeing 10-minute segments. It's definitely the different vibe we thought it was early on. It's there. It needs to continue.
All right, Chad, let's bring you back in here. You were there live, so we want to spend as much time as we can getting your thoughts. And if you have to go at any time or anything happens, of course, just let us know. But let's start at the top. As Mike Woodson said, the only starting spot that was etched in stone was the big fella, Trayce Jackson-Davis. He played 32 minutes tonight. It was a little more than I was hoping to see him play, but, whatever. I guess without the depth, he was probably going to get a few more minutes, but he finishes 9 for 15, 21 points, 8 boards. Sounds like there were some nice pick and roll action, some dunks. What were your impressions of Trayce Jackson-Davis as he enters a potential All-America season?
He was definitely a boss man there on the court, demanding the ball when he needed to, but not demanding it too much. He didn't get too many looks. It wasn't like we were trying to force it to him every play down the court like we have in the past. The offense kind of came to him and involved him, and he wasn't afraid as well to kick it out. I'm sorry, I don't have box scores like you guys do, but how many assists did he finish with? Because it seemed like he had a good amount.
The box score credited him with 1.
Okay,
but
it seemed like he had more because he was always looking to kind of direct things on the offensive end. talking to guys. Like I said, he's definitely stepped into that more of a floor general type of role that we kind of wanted him to get into. And so, yeah, I like what I saw from him. He needed to be out there, like you said, because this team was very tall that we were playing against. This team was very long. It just kept seeing like one 6'10", 6'9" guy would come out, and then another one would go in. They just had, and all those guys could shoot from the outside. And to say along those same lines, it was great to see any of our big men could handle that for the most part. They were able to handle those big guys getting out and moving with the ball a lot more than what they're going to see throughout the college year with players. A lot of the big guys that they're going to run across throughout the schedule are not going to be able to move like these big guys do on this opposing team. But yeah, I liked his play in there. He was really pushing things and everything. And these guys right here, let me just show, these guys had a really good game too. Parker Stewart and X.
There we go, Parker and Xavier.
So,
congratulations, guys.
Podcast, guys. Good win, guys. Good play out there. Thanks, guys.
All right. Very nice.
It's great standing here in the hallway.
First live appearance from actual players on an Assembly Call postgame show.
Hey, standing here in the hall, Coach Fife went by. Everyone's going by. So if they poke in or something like that, I might try to
put your arm around them like your best friends and start asking them questions.
Yeah. Just get a little Eric in me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this before we direct, and Coach, I'm going to bring you in to ask questions too. But before we direct the conversation, I mean, you were there. Like, what jumped out to you? Who else jumped out that we need to know about? You know, because they either surprised you or disappointed you.
Well, the one thing that people look at the box score and will be a little bit disappointed with Christian Lander. In the first half, he kind of got the same minutes that we've seen before from him. He got put in, I think, at about the 5-minute mark or so, and it didn't really show much. But the great thing was when he turned around and got in the second half, with the last couple minutes left, he had a great drive to the basket. And just good dives. He had great dives to the basket, great movement off the ball, and ended, I think, with 4 points. If you see in the box score, I think that's how many I saw in. 4 points, yes. Yeah. So good moves out of him at the end to kind of assert himself into the game and at least end on a positive note. So that's something good. I think, again, we've already talked about Tamar. We've already talked about Miller Kopp. Race was playing really good. He definitely stood out as well. And then again, I'm gonna be one to champion for the guy that I've kind of talked a lot about, and Jordan Geronimo. Jordan Geronimo was in there and he was giving a lot of effort. Again, his very first shot was a 3-point shot from a kick out, a drive and kick on the end line, and he nailed it. He then immediately went and threw the ball on the very next offensive play over the head of a driving Rob Fennessy. As he came around the screen, Rob wasn't ready for it yet, fired it over top of him, which kind of hysterically led to Woody yelling at him, calm down, relax. That was a lot of the words coming from Coach Woodson to Jordan Geronimo was relax. You heard that a lot. And I tweeted out earlier too, on an offensive play, Jordan was kind of inside the paint, and Coach really wanted them to be in that four out, one in, and you could hear Coach across that was quiet enough, Jordan, get the hell out of there, get out of there. It was fantastic. Yeah, there you go, exactly, just like his drop. So that was great to see and everything.
What y'all doing, playing buddy ball?
Yeah, exactly. So it was great play by everyone overall, and Rob had a great game too. Rob, thank you. Great game from you today, man. Thanks for being out there.
Rob Finney, I'm like speechless. Rob Finney.
There you go.
Rob Finney. All right, that's awesome.
So,
Coach, hop in.
Yeah, Chad. So interesting to see if you passed my test, my scouting report, 32-page scouting report that I faxed to you to watch. Talk a little bit about what we didn't see, but heard a lot about the defensive intensity from the very start. And Mega had a lot of turnovers. I don't have the box score in front of me. At one point, they were at 19 or 20. Parker Stewart with 4 steals. Indiana did have 12 in the last check on the box score that a lot of times that might have turned into offense. But I'm that defensive guy, and they spent a lot of time on defense. How does it look different to you from what we saw last year?
Just a lot of talking a lot of vocalization, a lot of help on those screens. They're just coming off those screens. They're switching a little bit on those screens, but not a lot. And then just as you said, those steals from Parker Stewart. If you think back to the Michigan State game and Rob Fennessy playing against Winston, that is the kind of intensity we see out of Parker Stewart when he's guarding guys. He's up there in their grill, very active hands, just very physical with the guys, because he's got that frame to him too, where he's able to be very physical with guys as they get around. And so exciting to see the intensity and the conditioning that these guys have on the defense. And it's partially in help because of this guy right here, Clif Marshall, the conditioning coach, doing a great job with these guys. I mean, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Yeah, fun times.
Welcome to the show,
all
Cliff.
Work brings a profit. These guys have been training hard all summer, and I'm excited to see them out there reaping the fruits of their labor. Appreciate your all support.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Right, nice
Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Hey, guys, Christian, good game today, buddy. Christian Lander, just say a quick hey.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
What's up?
What's up, Christian? All right.
I feel like I'm outside the rock show and catching all the rock stars as they come
on
off the
every
red
game.
carpet.
Just Chad outside of the locker room saying hi to players as they leave. It's the NIL era, baby. We can do this now.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So
it would be even better. You had like a couple pizzas, slices of pizza. Hey guys, good game. Give them a slice of pizza. You can do that now. NIL is just a.
I mean, Coach, you could give them $100 bills if you want. You can give them $100 bills if you want to now. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you got the money, Jerod. I'm a teacher.
Hey, Chad. So you talked a little bit about, it's fun. Like there's all these new players, but we got a whole bunch of new coaches too. So you talked about, Coach Woodson and kind of yelling at Jordan Geronimo. Give us a feeling of what it was like on the bench. Is Coach Woodson up? Is he pacing? Does he sit a lot? Was Dane Fife taking over the Mike Roberts role and chewing guys out? What did it look like with the coaches?
Chewing out, I didn't see any of that really. Woodson, I didn't see sit a single moment. He was standing the entire game and moving and constantly talking to the guys. And then again, having those great teaching moments. Anytime a player came out, if they needed it, he took the time to stand there and talk to them, coach them up, teach them about the moments, teach them why they're coming out and everything like that. And is it Hill? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the other coach's name that was recently added on as well. Is that
Coach Rosemond? Coach Kenya Hunter?
Kenya Hunter, Hill, and Fife. Then we had the other guy from the NBA.
The other guy, Mike Woodson's buddy that he brought.
Armand Hill, is that? I think.
Hill, yes, Armand Hill. Yeah.
But he was sitting to the left. He was in the first chair closest to the table, and then you had Woody's seat, and then Fife was right next to him. He was the other one that was the most vocal, I would say. It was Dane Fife, talking to him and everything. And then just beyond that, you had then Kenya Hunter and Yaw. And they were, I would say, at least on the bench in active moments, they were the more quiet of the two coaches. Most of the talking you saw happening during the play, during the game, was coming from Coach Woodson and Coach Fife. And then you would see during the timeouts, all the coaches get involved. And Yaw would maybe pull a guy aside and say a moment or two, and same with Kenya. But it was mainly, you saw a lot of the talking coming from Woodson and Fife. And again, I tweeted this out too, and I want to say this on the show as well. One of the great things to see was on the scores table, sitting right next to Scott Dolson, was Thad Matta. And Thad Matta was sitting there. And I saw for a good amount of the game, he had a nice little smirk on his face. That man is happy to be back in college basketball. I think he's having a great time. So it's just amazing to see that staff sitting there together, because that's a lot of basketball knowledge all sitting together. So, A+ from the staff. Again, a lot of good coachable moments. Liked what I saw. Hollering at guys, calling them out when they were doing things wrong, but no needless chatter, no needless talk.
And how many fans were there? What was the atmosphere like?
I think the atmosphere was good. It was weird because it would get quiet. We got pretty loud when they could, or when they were able to get loud and everything. But it was nice. It was weird. It was intimate in that sense, because we haven't seen basketball in a while, and you're used to hearing a loud, roaring crowd. But I think that we probably had about a little bit over 1,000. I think 12,000 was about the tickets that they had. It was a good atmosphere, but again, a strange atmosphere to be in a ballroom in the Bahamas and doing that.
Did you and Jeff Rabjohn's waltz or foxtrot when you saw each other? That's the question that I have.
Just wait for that video. I don't know what. No.
Chad,
Coach?
what was the bench atmosphere like? You know, it was solid at times last year, but you saw the stress hit the young men in that second half of that season. The short clips that we were able to see on Twitter, it looked like it was solid. And what could you say from the energy from the team and supporting each other? What did you see there?
They were definitely engaged. They were cheering each other on. They were up when a guy would come out, the fives down the line and everything. Didn't see any disinterest or anything negative. Nothing stood out to me. Again, I wasn't really noticing it or looking for a situation from it. But I guess no news is good news in that sense. It looked positive. It looked normal. So yeah, that's what I take from that. I'll look a little closer to see if I see anything from that.
All right, so let's not bury the lead. Oh, Coach, do you have a follow up to that?
No,
Go ahead.
it just seems like this team is relaxed a little bit more. And I know it's summer and you're in the Bahamas. You better be a little bit relaxed. But it just seems like that's that missing piece. You know, a lot of these players are the same, and the players who transferred in, you know, it's new, and so there's a lot of potential issues, but they seem to get along together, and that's just so important. And I just wanted to know, you know, what that vibe was. It looked good on the short clips.
That vibe, yeah, the vibe definitely sees that. You see that with the team. I've seen that when I've been walking around and run past them and everything like that. There doesn't seem to be any tense energy, any negative energy. Everyone's cheering for each other. Everyone's happy for each other, and you see that in the gameplay. They're sharing the ball. There's no greedy play. There was no greedy play at all in this game.
Chad, I don't want to make things awkward here, but there is a request in the chat from Jen to see your shorts. She wants to see your shorts that are candy stripes. She wants everybody to show your shorts. There they are.
And
shorts.
And the shoes.
And the shoes.
Gotta get the shoes.
You are ready. You are ready. So, look, let's not bury the lead here. The guy that everybody wants to talk about is Rob Finnessy, the senior who is preparing for his breakout. I saw several tweets of good plays from Rob. There was one in particular, I think, from the second half that he had an alley-oop to Trayce Jackson-Davis and then went down on the other end.
Interrupt you for this guy, Coach Assistant Thad Matta.
The great Thad Matta.
What do you think, Coach? Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Sorry for those interruptions. When you get Thad Matta, you know you got to talk to him.
That is awesome. That is awesome. By the way, I hit the wrong button and knocked you off for 2 seconds. I was trying to make it just you on the screen. So I apologize to everybody for that.
Stay here for a few seconds because I'm going to grab one more player in here as he walks by.
I'm not going to touch anything.
Yeah, don't touch anything.
Yeah,
Jordan, great game today. I just wanted to share we're Simply Called podcast. Just great play out there. We loved your hustle and everything out there, man. Good job today.
Ask him a question. Ask him what his big takeaway from the game was.
What's your big takeaway? Would you say from the game?
Big takeaway? I'd say kind of just a glimpse of what we could really do. I mean, I feel like everybody clicked together. We all played really well together. And I feel like it's our first game, so we got a lot of ways to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So did that three you got in there, very first shot was a 3-pointer. Did it feel good when it came off the hands? Did you know it was going in?
I knew it was going in.
It was going in. All right. Take up the hustle. Keep the hustle up, man. We like that. It was really great.
Thanks, Jordan.
So
Chad's hired.
Great. Chad is hired. This is great.
There's still a few more folks that may be coming down the pipe. So I'll interrupt if there's something going on. If I get someone.
No, shut the two of us up. We weren't even. Shut us up if you can talk to somebody.
I should have brought my big league hat with me. Then I could interrupt a lot easier and stuff. So
tell me, what did you see from Rob? And stat wise, he had 4 points. He didn't shoot the ball well. The stats kind of look similar to last year, but how did he look? Did he look more comfortable, more confident? What did you see?
He was tense in the first half. I felt that for him. He had a few shots that were very close, and you could feel that in the crowd too. We were all willing those so badly to go in for him because we all feel for him as fans. And we want the best for him, and we know that it's a big confidence boost if he can get those shots to go in for him. And then he was similar to to Christian Lander, I would say, where in the second half he had a few plays where he was able to get to the basket and score and do some things that we've seen from Rob before in the past. So yeah, I mean, a mixed bag, but confidence is definitely rising on him. You definitely see a change in the way he carries himself overall.
That's awesome, Coach.
Interested in seeing the lineups. Kind of with the injuries, they had to play a little bit smaller with the post player. And for what your thoughts about that smaller ball lineup that I was craving, and I think a lot of people might have been craving. Thoughts on what you saw? Yeah, rebounding was good in that too.
Yeah, it was tough to try to play that small ball against this team again, since they were such a tall, big team. It's tough to deal with guys that are like that and play that and be kind of pigeonholed like we were. But I think they handled it well. I liked the different lineup mix-ups. It was interesting. Like I think you sent me a text, Coach, asking me if you saw more. If I ever saw the two guards in there together. I never really saw 2 point guards in together. I did see this guy, Trey Galloway, playing really aggressive and having a good game. Assembly Call podcast. These guys are doing a little thing real quick. So how'd you think the game went?
It was good. It's good to play against someone else. I mean, that team's talented.
They're a big physical team.
Really big, yeah. But
yeah.
I think we played pretty well as a team, and we played better. So
great.
I think it was good. Good start.
Great. Cool. Thanks.
Ask him if he feels more comfortable in Mike Woodson's offense.
I'll get that on the next one. I got one you definitely want to talk to next.
Ask him if he's going to wear the Metallica.
Tomorrow I'm doing a little podcast here. These guys are live that couldn't come out here. Tomorrow, your first game as a Hoosier was awesome out there. You were, I think, 100% in the first half, made all your shots and everything. How'd the game feel for you?
It felt great. I mean, just the time that we put in as a team over the summer. We've been putting a lot of work in, a lot of hours in the gym, conditioning, the weight room. So, it felt good to see it all come together.
Cool. Well, loved what you were doing and everything like that. What do you think of your big man here? Your center. How are you playing? How'd he do?
Oh my God, he's a guy. Like he's somebody that I would want on any team.
You see him? That's a pro.
Hey, no, that's a pro.
That's a pro.
That is a professional basketball player. Hey, look,
you can both be pros.
Elite.
They're saying you can both be pros.
Trayce Jackson-Davis. I mean, I what he did last year, but with the work he's putting in now, he's going to another level.
It's been looking good. That outside shot was looking good. The aggressiveness. I really liked seeing the talk you guys had out there. There's a lot of more communication, it looked like, in this game for you guys and everything. A lot of aggressiveness and everything. So I appreciate it, guys. Look forward to seeing the game.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Great.
So,
we didn't even decide to do this show until 5 minutes before the game ended. It's the greatest episode of the show ever.
and my dad with the assist there, grabbing Trayce as he was passing by, so awesome. to pop him in there. So
I like you can sense some chemistry between those two guys, who may be the two most talented players on the roster. That's we seeing that chemistry is a good thing.
It is going to be very impressive to see those two playing off each other. Again, they're definitely talking. Trayce, we even saw calling a few plays as they were in there against each other, and it was definitely that free flowing offense. It wasn't very often when we saw Coach Woodson call a play for the guys to have to run out there. He let them kind of do little ball screens and kind of find the offense for themselves. So it didn't look like a set play offense, a slow kind of situation. And again, driving home again, what we talked about before was the fast pace. Whoever rebounded the ball, if it was a live ball rebound, they immediately took off with the ball. So it's definitely been drilled home to these guys that if you get the ball and it's a live ball and you can dribble up, get going, get down the court. Because that's what we saw. We saw it from Jordan Geronimo, Trayce Jackson-Davis. We saw it from Trey. Trey even brought the ball up a couple times. So, yeah, anyone's looking to handle the ball.
Hey, talk a little bit more about what you saw from Xavier Johnson. He didn't play a ton of minutes, only 15 minutes. But did you see the aggressiveness, but also some of the recklessness, which is kind of what he was billed as bringing?
That's the perfect way to say it for him. Yeah, it is an aggression that he has out there. It is a fire that he has. It's the bulldog. It's the bulldog that we've all wanted. He's definitely that bulldog point guard. He's going to get in your face. He's going to be emotional. He's going to look to set his players up. But he's also was great. Looked really good getting downhill. Was able to find his holes, orchestrate the offense, and find the situations that were best for him.
By the way, everybody wants to know your Venmo. Just so you know, no host in the history of the Assembly Call has gotten the praise you're getting right now in the chat. And people want to Venmo you money for drinks. So do you have a Venmo or some place that we can send you money for this excellent work you're doing?
Hey, I do. It's you can just search my full name, Chad Schwarzkopf. I'm the only one on there.
Schwarzkopf. Okay. All right. Everybody Venmo Chad.
So I see him. Eric's kind of tied him up right now. He's talking to Race, but hopefully he gets down this way and I can snag him up next. But
yeah, hey, so let's talk a little bit more about Race though, because one of the things we've wanted to see from him is a more expanded offensive game. You know, I saw he only took 1 3, was 3 of 6 from the field. But can you tell us a little bit more about how he looked in the offense and if his role looked at all different?
He was playing the out. I mean, when it was the starting lineups and when it was him and Trayce in there, it was a majority. He was playing that 4 out, that 4 position out. But the two guys played really well off of each other. They did a really good job of setting each other up. Race was there to receive rebounds, get in there. Again, Race is a stockier guy. He was able to use that a little bit against this team. But it was tougher for him to find his way amongst that. And I've got 2 assistant coaches I'm going to try to talk to you next. Guys, you mind stopping real quick? I got a podcast Assembly Call. They just want to say hey to you guys. What'd you guys think of the game and everything happened? They looked really good.
They play hard. Gotta play hard. That's what we were worried about, them playing hard. That's all we want.
A lot of stuff to learn from, a lot of stuff to use.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Wait, who won the game of one-on-one between Kenya and Coach Woodson?
Who won between you and Coach Woodson on one-on-one?
You didn't get the shot off.
Oh, he didn't get the shot up.
Ooh.
Shots fired from Kenya Hunter. Shots fired.
Okay.
You would never get your shot off on me.
You got it all.
That's awesome. Okay, Coach Kenya. Where has Dane Fife come running out yet?
Yeah, he skirted by quickly at the beginning. I wasn't able to snag him up. That was early on.
Okay.
Sadly.
Okay, Chad, you got 2 Chad Schwarzkopfs. There's a -1 and there's just a Chad Schwarzkopf. I want to make sure you get, a little bit of NIL money tonight. Which one is it?
It's probably just the one. It's probably just the one with the full name. There's probably no dash.
Okay, 172 friends. You have 172 friends, so okay. I'm paying you.
Thank you, Coach.
Make sure it's him. It might ask you to verify his phone number, last 4 digits of his phone number. So okay, so oh wait, are we losing Chad?
No, I'm good. Yeah, no space. Sorry, I wanted to look that up. I had to make sure I got my money. No space though, Coach. No space.
Yeah, we don't want the other Chad Schwarzkopf getting it.
No. There's only 2 of us.
Okay, so what's the schedule now? The next game is what? 2 days from now?
2 days from now, 1 o'clock, I believe. Tip.
Okay.
So the guys probably have practices or 2 that they can get in and get to do out there. So it's exciting to see them get a chance probably to rest a little bit and rehab things. Obviously, this is first kind of full game mode that they're able to get into and everything. But it was great to see them do that. And Race, real quick, do you mind answer a question or 2? We're just doing podcast Assembly Call. How'd you think the game went for you today?
It was fun playing with new guys. Finally playing against some other competition was a good time.
They were a tall team. They were a big physical team. Was that tough to deal with, or were you guys able to kind of figure that out?
Me and Trayce basically did it all last year, undersized, so we were pretty much used to it. But they're a big team, but we're big too. So
okay. So do you enjoying that 4 out 1 in situation? Is it fun? The free flowing offense.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of space. It's really like the best offense is just playing basketball.
Mm-hmm. Not many plays looked like they were called. It looked like he gives you the more of the option. Do you guys kind of find the offense as you're going along, or?
Yeah, we're just playing basketball, so that's really the goal. So he's telling you just play, don't overthink anything, just make the easy pass, make the easy bucket.
Mm-hmm. And then this joker behind him is going to peek in.
Hysterics is awesome.
Yeah, that joker. Well, thank you, Race. Have a good one.
Ari, edit that out when you're editing the show. By the way, you know how Tom Crean always used to talk about like improvement within the game? How much has Chad improved within the show? Like, the first couple players walked by, Chad was just kind of like apologetically showing them on the screen. And now he's just like walking up, asking 2 or 3 questions.
Yeah,
your improvement, Chad, has been awesome.
It's easier now. I was just kind of feeling it out and seeing exactly what these players would give us, honestly. I didn't want to encroach on anything for them, so.
It is a new era of college athletics, man.
It is.
It's also a different situation in the Bahamas, but
Yeah. Well, you can call it's a new era where you can get a sponsor to give scholarships to all the non-scholarship players and whatever that stuff is. Anyways, that's a whole nother assembly call.
Yeah, man. So like out during the day, do you see the guys like hanging out? Are you able, are they kind of like all clustered together, partitioned off from folks? Is everybody just kind of out mingling around and able to go up and talk to folks?
No, they're out in the mix. I've seen them walking around. Haven't seen them out in amongst the pools all that much. Maybe they're just telling them to rest themselves. Seen quite a few of them playing some games in the casino using that NIL money, I think, to try some things. which I'm not going to put any of them on blast. I'm not going to call out names, but some of them need to stick to NIL to make their money and not playing blackjack because those stacks looked pretty low. On that,
hey,
but yeah,
as long as they took money out there that they were okay losing, then it's okay.
Yeah. So,
man, okay,
Chad, you're the man. You just simply this is great. This is what we needed. And joking, but not. This is what we needed after last season. That ending of the year, and everyone just downtrodden, and you and having this impromptu show is just bringing that juice back. It's just great. Thank you for your effort.
No problem. No problem, guys. It's fun.
People are now donating money to the YouTube account, telling us to send it to you. So you're going to be getting a whole bunch of money from your call.
There we go.
Okay, so you talked about Miller Kopp. The other guy that I wanted to talk a little bit more about was Parker Stewart. And we talked about kind of his defense and kind of him being vocal and being better on defense than we thought. Offensively, it wasn't a big game for him, only 3 points. But did you see anything that kind of showed you, hey, he just, for whatever reason, he couldn't get going, but there's a lot more here? What did you see there?
I think a lot of that is he was in position a lot, and he was there for the kickouts. And he received a lot of those kickouts. I think a lot of that, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record with this, but I think a lot of that I tie down to just playing a taller team, a better team like that, where I think in the regular season, he's going to have a chance to get more of those shots up that are kicked out to him. But he felt like he had to pass out of those because he was dealing with a lot taller of an offensive force that he had to go against. So yeah, I think that's where that stemmed from, and where a lot of the lack of his offense really kind of came from, and what that entailed. So yeah, but I think he'll be all right. I think we're going to see games from him that he could be one of the top 3 scorers on the team, because in shoot around, the shoot around makes were dominated by him and Miller Kopp. Basically, they made about every shot that they took in shoot around, or an extremely high percentage in shoot around. So I really liked their play. Next one that's coming down the pipe here, he's slowly wandering. I'm going to get Miller Kopp here. Like Parker overall, and again, I like his build and I like his physicality, and I think that's something that's going to translate very well to Big Ten play. And again, this free-flowing offense as well is something that's going to really help him explore his weapons and how he can contribute to the team.
What question should we ask Miller Kopp?
Yeah, what do you want to know from Miller Kopp? I'm almost to him, so let me know. I'll just get a general thought.
Yeah, just what was his comfort level like with his new teammates in a new offense?
Say that again one more time, Jerod.
What was his comfort level like in his first game with new teammates in a new offense?
Cool. Yep. That's a good one. Hold on 1 second. One of our fellow Hoosiers is talking to him real quick. getting some talk in. But yeah, again, I liked his vocalness on the court. He's definitely going to be one of the generals of this team. He's definitely going to be one of the leaders. We never really saw, there was never a coming together of captains for this, so we don't know who our captains are yet. I don't think that's been voted on or figured out by them. So they were wearing the practice jerseys today, so there wasn't really a designation of who the captains are or anything like that. So it'll be interesting to see who lands that role. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's going to be Rob, Race, and Trayce.
You think that's who it's going to be? Rob, Race. I think Miller Kopp might be up in there too. I would not be surprised.
I love hearing about guys being vocal and some intensity, because man, we have missed that.
The one clip I did see, and I haven't been on Twitter, I'm going to go back after we're done and look at all the clips, was a little inbounds play, and Miller Kopp took his guy baseline and just elevated over someone and made a play. It wasn't nervous. It wasn't just trying to force it to the perfect shot. It was, I'm going to take this opportunity to make a play, and he drained it. That was nice to see.
Yeah, it was very good to see. Really.
By the way, Chad, mere minutes after talking to you, Trayce Jackson-Davis tweeted, "That was fun."
Nice.
We are reporting that was in response to his discussion with you.
I think it definitely was. It definitely was. Millie, do you mind if I ask a question or two real quick? This is Assembly Call, a podcast. So how'd you enjoy playing with this new team, playing under a new system? How'd it feel to be out there?
It was just the word I think of is just fun. It was fun just to be out there with the guys, playing with somebody else, or playing against somebody else, with the guys, with the team. We always, for the past 2 months, we've been running and beating each other up. But now it was fun just to be able to come together and beat somebody else. So it felt good.
We're definitely happy to have you on the team, because you're one that's kind of come in and really rained threes on us and everything in the past and everything. So it's great to have you on our side now and everything. You were very vocal out there. You're a very emotional player out there, and really excitement. Was it great to have that crowd out there cheering on and everything?
It was really fun, just especially after the COVID year and stuff. That was just to have fans out there was amazing, and Indiana fans are the best. And so it was really cool just to be in that atmosphere with seeing the colors and just wearing even a practice jersey. It was awesome.
All right, great, thank you. We'll see you next time.
This is fun. This was fun. This kind of game was fun. This is fun.
Nice.
By the way, I don't know if this is a bad thing, that the show is absolutely peaking in August. Like, it's all going to be downhill from here. Someone said we want this after every game. I don't know that we can do this after every game.
If you, hey, I'm sorry, if you need to send me up to Bloomington after every game to go try to do this, I'll do it.
Oh my gosh. Miller Kopp is composed, man. Like, he comes out after a game, he's got a word, to sum it up. Like, that's a mature guy. I feel like our program hasn't been very mature. Even if we've had old guys, we haven't had a mature program. I feel like this team has a chance to be more mature, which
Good point.
Is maybe ironic to say with a new coach and a new system and all that stuff. But I just think the personalities will be more mature, and help the younger guys that maybe aren't as mature, because we've missed that, man.
Well, and here's a fun tidbit. It was very a la Bob Knight. The minute that buzzer went off, Woody was gone. He was out. He was gone. He left the court, was headed towards the tunnel. I think if I remember correctly, that was kind of Bob Knight's style and everything too. Once that buzzer hit, he was headed towards. Very rarely did you see him lingering around or congratulating everyone. He just got out of there, and that's what Woody did at the end of this game.
Unless it was a home buzzer beater against Michigan, in which case he went apeshit, jumping all over the place.
Yeah, there you go.
I would expect that from Woody,
Yeah.
What's happening in the lobby now? Set the scene, or is it kind of dispersed now? And what's the plan for after the game? Do you know where everybody's going? What's happening?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still kind of in the hallway that leads to the conference rooms and stuff, and the conference area where that is. There's not really many restaurants or bars or anything around here. We'll probably kind of start walking out. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Hoosiers out and about, celebrating, having a good time. We don't have to worry about getting up and playing tomorrow or playing the next day. So we can hit it a little bit harder, have a good time, and celebrate and revel in this this energy, this positivity, this excitement. So I'm sure there'll be stuff going on as we go around. Eric will be probably lighting up a cigar somewhere, having fun, and yeah, we'll find each other, and Hoosiers will celebrate with joy tonight.
Can we expect some more dispatches from you on Twitter? Everybody should follow your Twitter, by the way, which is awesome. General Schwarzkopf, right?
No, General Chadwick at General
Chadwick. That's what I meant. General Schwarzkopf.
You got some cash to spend tonight, so we need to see proof. You know, when you want to see that Venmo account, buddy, man, that money is flying into your Venmo. I'm telling you.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know how far that money's going to go here. Drinks are pretty pricey here at Atlantis, but yeah.
Yeah, you're there with your dad, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's what's the backstory on your IU fandom with your dad? I assume this is something that you guys kind of grew up sharing together.
Yes, my dad got 2 degrees from IU, so he had that. He grew up in Columbus, Indiana, and then went to IU, got his undergrad and his master's, I believe, at IU, and just passed along there. And then obviously we moved to IU. My dad was a professor at IU. He directed the Singing Hoosiers. Many of you fans have also that have been in attendance at games have heard him sing the national anthem, because he would sing the national anthem whenever the main guy, which I'm blanking on his name right now, but whenever he couldn't do it, my dad would sing the national anthem. So you saw him do that a lot and everything. So I would go to games.
How many Venmo donations would it take for your dad to come sing the national anthem live on the assembly call?
There you go. I don't know. Not too many. He was singing right along to the national anthem there, and he knows Scott Dawson, so he was joking around with Scott Dawson and everything like that. I told him he should have told Scott that he would sing the national anthem for this match in trade for some court seats, because there's a few court seats up front. At this game. So, but yeah.
So we'll let you get out of here in a minute, because I know you probably want to go and get on with your night in Atlantis. But Brian does have a good idea regarding this just flood of Venmo donations that you're getting. He says if you don't put it all on red, you're doing it wrong.
Ooh.
Maybe later. Take it now. Don't do
I
it
like
all.
That, guys.
Let's not be hasty. Tape some for drink money and whatever. Give the players some money in exchange for some drops. Do whatever you want to do out there.
Yeah.
But maybe it might be fun later. Put a portion of it on red and film it, and let's see what happens.
I don't know. I can't film it. Can't film it.
Maybe.
Can't film in casinos.
I'll
let you know. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that, guys. I'll report in.
Would do it. He'd film anyway.
Yeah, he'd film anyway. He was doing that. I think he got shut down a couple times trying to live stream and everything like that during it. But yeah, so thanks, guys. Thanks for being on. Thanks for grabbing me.
Thanks, Chad.
This was awesome, Chad. Final thoughts. Last call.
Just so exciting to see the team back on the court. I even texted my wife in the middle of the game. I'm so happy, because I am. And again, like you said, to bookend it, call me a fanboy, call me a podcast, whatever he wants to, that big fan of the podcast up in Indy. Say whatever he wants to about this, but we are entitled to this as IU fans. After what we've had to deal with, what we've had to struggle with, we are entitled to some joy. So don't rain on our parade yet, but I have to say that I am very, very excited for this year. I hate to be too rose-colored glasses. I hate to be too positive thinking and set myself up for disaster. But I see the bones of a fantastic team, and it only goes up from here, guys.
Very good.
That was incredible. Chad. Thank you for all of your work. Best post-game show ever. Go have fun in Atlantis.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you on Twitter. The great Chad Schwarzkopf, everybody.
now we got
that we will never.
I was just going to say, now we talk bad about him, because it's every post-game show. Everyone's going to want some live interviews and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be hard to follow that up. That was great, though. That was much needed.
It's going to live, it's going to be like the Jeremiah April turnaround jumper. This will live forever as a moment we talk about, except that it was legitimately awesome.
Remember that night when Chad spent 35 minutes randomly interviewing players as they come out of the ballroom?
That was great. Was that unexpected? Really? I didn't even know we were going to do this. I was like in the middle of putting my daughter to bed, and I texted Chad. I was like, "Hey, if I fire up a post-game show, will you hop on?" He's like, "Sure, just text it to me." Like, my daughter fell asleep early. Told my wife, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do a quick post-game show."
Yeah,
like,
okay. It hasn't been quick.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. That was great.
That's good stuff.
All right. Well, we shouldn't linger on here. The longer we go, the more downhill
People are
this
going
is
to
going
start
to go.
tuning out once Chad leaves. They don't want to listen to us two. Why would you want to after that? We didn't even see the game. What do we have to offer? Seriously. I look at the box score and tell you how to interpret the box score from, what the coach is going to look at. But, man, that's boring after that excitement right there.
Yeah. Okay, so game ball goes to Chad, obviously.
Now, yeah.
But seriously, final thoughts. Anything from what Chad said, from looking at the box score, any other takeaways from this game that are worth mentioning?
Yeah, I think the number one takeaway is just style of play and how Indiana is going to play going forward. It's nice to win. It's a lot better to win than to lose. You look at the stats. There's some good stats. There's some stats that might call into question. We didn't really shoot the ball awesomely, which has been a concern for us. You got 25 more shots, Jerod, than Mega did. In turn,
shot
Mega
volume,
over.
baby.
Shot volume is very important. So you look at them shooting 48% and Indiana shooting 44%. Stats are great, but they don't tell the whole story. Indiana's intensity, togetherness, ability to do some things that Coach Woodson wants to bring in, and just that free-flowing, you heard comments about the offense looks like it wasn't called set every time. They could play. They could call their own shot. They can do some free things offensively, and the intensity and the talk on defense. So, Coach Woodson needs to go put some money on Red because everything he's dialed up from the start, from his hire, has been really, really, really good. And there will be tough times, but boy, this is much needed for all of us. And, I didn't see it, but it sure felt good box score, line by line, play by play going through watching it. So something to look forward to, something to build on, and then we can do this again Sunday.
Oh, yes. We have to do it again Sunday now.
I still want to report on how much money Chad made.
No, we got to find out.
We got to find out the total.
Brian says that we need to name the Real Hustle Award. Obviously, it was named after Mike Roberts before. Brian says we name it the Chad Schwarzkopf Real Hustle Award in honor of his awesome performance tonight. Hey, 17 offensive rebounds to their 9, which all we heard coming into the game was that this was a big, burly team. We're without Michael Durr and Logan Duncombe, so we're down a couple of big guys. The one thing that we don't know, and I guess I kind of wish I had asked, who is this idiot in the chat? Will one of our moderators please get this guy out of here? Here, I'm going to block this guy. God, what is wrong with people? Anyway, jeez.
Let it go.
Let me get my train of thought. So the one question that I wish that I'd asked Chad is how engaged they looked. Because that's the one variable that we don't know. If they're just kind of enjoying the Bahamas and going through the motions, we're playing some college team from the U.S. Yeah, I don't like. I can see why Indiana would take this game seriously and why Mike Woodson would. I don't know from their perspective, like how they view a game like this. And so when you see the reports of Indiana's out hustling them and you beat them on the glass, well, that may just be because Mike Woodson has helped develop this culture already and guys are hustling. They're excited. Part of that could also be that, we played hard, but the other team didn't kind of meet us in the middle and play hard as well. We don't know that without being there. Either way, we can just go off what we see, and hearing the reports of the hustle, seeing us out rebound them by that much, especially on the offensive glass with an undermanned, front court. It's all encouraging. So, without being there, I'm just going to assume that they played their butts off and we just played a little bit harder because it's August and we can do that. That's what I'm going to do.
And to me, it's about style of play, and I've mentioned that to everyone. And so far, the reports are it's a good style, and part of that is playing hard. And regardless of the score, the outcome, the stats, it's August, and those things are, I think, less important than the overall feel, vibe, and attitude of the program. And it just seems like there hasn't been too many bumps in the road so far, and that'll continue. And then they need to be prepared when there is a tough run. To bounce back quicker than we have as a program, Jerod. But this is just, I don't think you could have dialed up tonight to be any better. And that's just not Chad. I mean, talking pure basketball, you got a 13-point win. You saw some players play well. You saw some things, a variety of Geronimo's rebounding, Parker Stewart's defense. Then he hit some shots in the second half. They're, just good. I don't know that we could have drawn it up any better.
No. And you're right. We needed this. We needed just some fun. We needed,
just
just because, okay, the thing is, like the offseason has been fun and all when Mike Woodson's hired and, all the news and the commitments and all of that stuff. But this was like actual basketball to get excited about, that we needed that. So, it's got to carry into the season or else we're going to look back on this as, boy, remember BC Mega Game #1? We'll always have that, which we will, no matter what happens. Because this will go in the annals. We're in our studio, our virtual studio. We have to hang a banner for this show.
Man, what's going on in the chat?
What in the world? God, okay.
We apologize for that. We're going to block these people.
Gee
someone is changing names and trying to get in here, and
what?
Don't let that ruin a good night, people in the chat mob. We're not about that at all. Man,
why do things like that exist? Why do things like that exist? I do.
Be a better human. Do you see that Ernie Johnson video, that 5-minute when he was talking to Alabama? If you haven't seen it, you need to try to find it. I showed my class today. I teared up.
Really?
Yeah. So search the Ernie Johnson Alabama or whatever on YouTube. It's a 5-minute thing. It's just really good, and he ends it by saying, "Be a better human." We all need to be better. We're all in this. We're all in the same boat. So
we do. All right, well, Coach, that's a good note to end on. Our thanks to Chatmob Chad, who
yes, absolutely,
just awesome. This was Chatmob Chad's Rod Wilmot night. This was like the night when Rod Wilmot just like out of the blue hit 9 threes against Northwestern. It's like, whoa, just an amazing individual performance from Chad. That was great.
Yep.
I wasn't planning on doing anything Sunday, but I guess now we need to. We have to. We got to see. We got to see what else is here for this Bahamas show. Because now Chad's all confident. He's just going to be going up. He's going to go grab Woody after the game. He's going to have questions prepared.
JD's going to be busting him for not getting approval of interviews here pretty soon. So, hey, you got to ask him, man.
Okay.
Let's end the show and figure this stuff out, Jerod.
Yep. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Thank you everybody for being here for this impromptu episode. Thanks to Chad. Oh, it's fun to do this. Thanks to let's start listing them out. Miller Kopp, Trayce Jackson-Davis, Race Thompson, Xavier Johnson, all the other players who joined us on the show. Thad Matta, Coach Yaw, Kenya Hunter. Come on, Coach. Who am I missing? Jordan Geronimo, Trey Galloway. Just go down the roster.
I'm not
Parker
Chad.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Everybody made an appearance.
Everybody involved.
We appreciate you. Keep your elbows in and your eyes on the rim, and go Hoosiers.
I like everything about that.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
All right. So, yeah, Sunday, I guess maybe let's try and do the same thing. I'll fire up Zoom. I may not be able to be on Zoom for the happy hour because before about 8:15, I got to do family stuff. But we'll fire up another Zoom. Get that out of here. Fire up another Zoom. I really have no idea what's happening. We'll fire up another Zoom, and then we'll do a post-game show. Someone will be here to host it. So,
sounds good.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Peace, everyone.
Hoosiers win. Hoosiers win.
It's been a long time.
See you, everybody. See you on Sunday. Have a good weekend.